Hello and welcome. This is Coastal News, a home and away podcast where we unpack the latest week's episodes and discuss the residents, their lives, and all the drama from our favourite fictional town, Summer Bay. Oh, before we get going, actually, I just need to lay some ground rules. Every time we try and start, some ground rules.
Okay.
Rule number 1. No podcast hookups.
Oh, what?
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to lay the law down now.
Oh.
I know you've got a thing for pod hosts.
Oh, right, I'm off.
Rule number 2, do not touch my microphone, okay?
COVID.
Yeah. How are you doing? You okay?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yes, thank you. Welcome, everybody, to Coastal News, a home and away podcast. We'll recap and discuss the latest Channel 5 episodes, won't we? No, we won't. Where do we watch it? 5-star.
Oh, my word. It's been a long week, hasn't it? It's been a long week.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad it's Friday. Feeling very Friday feeling, actually. Are you?
I am, bit giddy.
Yeah, me too.
Never good for podcast Friday, is it? Giddiness.
Probably not.
No.
We're probably gonna get some bad reviews, but it's fine. Never mind.
Yeah, it has been a long week, but we're gonna go hard on the weekend, I reckon. What do you reckon to that plan?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I feel like Home and Away has been a bit of a long one this week as well. Remember that, Monday night, all that high drams, that feels like a lifetime ago.
It does, yeah. It's been very chill since then, hasn't it? Considering that Cash is still on life support, it's not really felt the same intensity as it since.
No. It's been a week of two halves.
Yeah.
That's my diplomatic way of saying it got boring after Wednesday.
It did. I agree. Yeah.
However, some interesting stuff. We're gonna unpick it all in a mo. And before I get onto your headlines, though, because I know you love a headline.
I do.
Right, I'm just going to have a quick sip of my coffee before we do. Oh, that's good coffee, And I've been to Brisbane and Melbourne. So I know good coffee.
I wonder where you were going with that then. I was like, oh, this is John. And did you know that the diner is famous for muffins? I didn't know that. I thought it was all moussaka and lasagna, but muffins and cake apparently.
Yeah, I thought that was an innuendo.
I'm dying. Oh dear.
Yeah. Headlines.
Go for it.
A YCPD sting operation goes terribly wrong, Sophie, putting Cash in a grave danger. Cash in a grave. Ooh, maybe. Irene returns to the Bay with an explanation from Jasmine of sorts, I guess. Kirby and Theo pull an all-night writing session and pull each other. A Lyric get the keys to their new home, complete with bullet in the wall, but their need for help of the locals ruffles some feathers. So, top of the week, we know we left last week, didn't we, on that mad cliffhanger. You're right, there was 3 shots. I went back and watched it again. I bow to you and apologise. It was 3 shots.
It was like fatal. 2 and then a delayed one, wasn't it? It was like bang, bang, and then the gap, and then bang. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, but it took me a while. It took me a few rewinds. One of those being fatal to Marty.
Yeah.
2 to Cash. Oh, hang on.
Yeah. Cash got shot twice, and then Cash shot Marty once and killed him. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, sorry. You're just like, who got shot where? Because it was over a week ago. So, Cash is rushed right to hospital, as you'd expect. Okay, Cash back at the hospital. Tanya and Nick have been cuffed, haven't they? And we pick up on Monday. They're taken into the station, and kept out of the way of Tex, who is also being hurled into the station. Was there other bikies with him? I don't know.
But there wasn't like 30 of them like there were at that garage. Oh, it looked like they were going to
Yeah.
arrest all, unless they took him all to different police stations, because sometimes they do
Yeah.
that, don't they? I don't know. And that Yabby Creek police station looks tiny, doesn't it?
Yeah,
They've
it's
got
only
two
little.
cells.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And you know, and Tex is giving, you know, Rose the lip, isn't she? Because Rose, you know, if he dies, it's on you. And you know,
Yeah.
Rose is like, you know, you can tell with Rose, we're going down that way of, oh no, what have I done? This is my fault, blaming myself
Yeah.
mode,
Yes.
aren't we? And then we cut to
Yeah.
the hospital. Flick's been summoned. She's rushed there. And she's going frantic, you know, and we're introduced to Dr. Cameron.
Oh yes.
Initial
Brie.
thoughts?
I liked her, actually. I thought she was very good. I liked the way that she kind of got Flick to pay her attention. You know, said, "What's your name? Who are you?" And got us to calm down and say, "Right, I need to look at your brother and need to work out what's wrong with him. So I need you to stay here." I thought that was really good. Like, she handled that really well.
Yeah, I found her quite calming.
Yeah.
You know, she had good voice, the way she spoke. It was like a really calming tone.
Yeah.
And there was all this sort of high drama, high emotion going on from the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
And she just sort of strode through it like she weighed nothing, you know, like, don't worry, here I come.
It was like that confidence that you need, and you kind of thought, okay, yeah, you know what you're talking about. You go and do your job, and I'll stay out your way. You kind of felt that, didn't you?
Yeah, you did. And you know, that's sort of what you need from a doctor, isn't it?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
And you know, if she's here to stay and she's going to be dealing with most of the bay at some point, and they're gonna, you know, that's a good quality to have for someone in that position. It's an important role to play in the bay, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
As we say, because most people end up there at some point.
They do, weekly.
So yeah, it's an integral character, really. So it needs to have the right characteristics. So we'll see. It's early days. We've not seen much since, but I did like, you know, Flick was just like, the wheels were coming off. She was like spinning out.
Yeah.
And she needed to hear something, didn't she? But I do like that she sort of was calm but firm, and she just sort of said, well, it's touch and go. You know, that famous, you know, it's touch and go. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to give you any false hope. I really liked that about her.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I think she's going to be good, hopefully.
Is she permanent? Do you know if that's a
Well, I have heard that she's still there in Australia. So Australia obviously are ahead of us, aren't they, by about 5 or 6 weeks? And I've heard that she's still on the show there from someone that I know watches it at that pace. So I think, I don't know how long she's staying for, but she's apparently still there now. So
okay, cool. Let's see how that goes. I'm intrigued to find out more about her. So yeah. And then we have this scene, don't we? Rose sort of takes herself off to the locker room.
Yes.
And does a bit of a breakdown. What did you make of that?
I was kind of annoyed with her because I was thinking, you've just hauled Tex into the questioning room and you've just left him there to go and freak out about Cash. And I'm annoyed because I was like, just get on with your job. You can freak out later. And also, she kind of got the message from was it Irene or somebody that said Cash is in surgery or something, and like it's all in hand. And then she chose to wig out then. I was like, this is not the time to wig out. Now is the time to go, okay, he's being dealt with. I need to go after the guy that put him there. Well, not, you know, Marty's the one that put him there technically, but she needs to get the story out of Tex. I was kind of like, I felt sorry for her, but also was like, later, do this later. Cash doesn't need you to fall. Yeah, Cash needs you to do your job, not fall apart.
I'm thinking as well, there's this underlying internal battle with her at this moment, and I actually, this is the part I think I messaged you, didn't I, saying I felt a bit for her at this point. And she's been a character for me that's been quite distant for me in terms of emotion, my emotional response. And at this bit I did feel a bit, because I think it was a little bit overdramatised, you know, but the whole episode was just like so high. I think it had to be, you know, I think it had to keep up with everything else that happened in the episode. So I've seen, you know, I was chatting with other friends about it, you know, and that was a bit over the top. But actually, the whole episode was, you know, if it was dead low key, it wouldn't have fit. Do you know what I mean? So I was fine with the way she, you know, she took herself off and started skitting out, but I did feel, because I think there's something under the surface where she's like, no, it's not just the my fault thing. It's the, you know, Tex it's we were there because it's Tex and I'm involved with Tex and I've been stupid, and actually I only did it because I really like him, and now it's too late. He's hurt. I could lose him. And actually I'm in love with him, really. And I think there's all that going on. And I just thought, oh, no, this is just an impossible situation.
It's very complicated, really, isn't it? So there is going to be all of that emotion going on, and obviously that's how she's dealing with it. But it's just harping back for me to how she was talking to Xander about how he copes with stuff, and then, you know, she's going into a locker room and basically hitting her head against a locker. I was like, you're not dealing with this any better than your brother, really.
Actually, that's do you know what? That's a very, very good point. Hypocrite.
A little bit,
yeah. You're right. You know, heed your own advice, girl. Yeah, you're right there. Actually, that's a really good point you raised, because bottling it up, you know, she's dishing it out on one hand, but is she taking her own advice? Yeah, she's not, is she?
No.
And then there seems to be this sort of breather space where Cash is stable. And Flick's left the hospital and she's gone to the station, and, you know, she's learning what's actually going on from Tane, and that they're hiding in a room out of the way.
Oh, with Neek shouting, "Oh, you're working with the coppers!" I could have punched him. I think I tweeted something very similar, like, "Shut up, Neek! Just shut him up quickly."
I know Neek's really, really running me down lately. You know,
it's so thick. I'm sorry, but he's just really stupid. First of all, he nearly blew the sting operation because he kind of wandered in. "Oh, where's my uncle? I've come to find him." And then, "Oh, why are we doing this?" I know, God, I just wanted to kill him. And then he's like 2 feet away from Tex going, "I didn't know you were working with the cops." Oh, Neek, shush. I was so raging. Proper raging.
Yeah, my patience has gone with him. He's used it all up.
I really wish he'd go to New York. Just go to New York.
Yeah, just think, do you know what? Because he did say to Tane, "It's all been for nothing. You're working with him anyway, blah, 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 blah," you know, last week.
Yeah.
And he was acting out. So why does he not just get a ticket and go and try and patch things up with her? You know what I mean?
Tell me about it. Yeah.
Actually, we'll be on here then the week after, going, "There's so many people leaving." So he won't win, will he?
We like a whinge. We're British. That's what we do.
Yeah. And so during this calm, all that's happening, but then Cash takes a turn for the worse, doesn't he? Goes into the F, cardiac arrest. It's while Rose is there, sort of saying a piece, or I think I'd go into cardiac arrest and all if I Rose to visit me in hospital.
Get the defibs quick.
Charge the defibs, he's playing dead.
Oh dear.
I mean, all this, you know, could have been, just put your bulletproof vest on, lad.
Well, yeah, that is annoying, isn't it? That everyone else was like in their proper uniform and he was just in a shirt or whatever.
Yeah, there's gun in his jeans pocket or something. I mean, there's all these things, because I had to watch it all back again just to you know, just to take stuff in again, because there was so much that happened on that one episode with that sting operation going wrong. And, you know, you're obviously making notes for the podcast, you know, and tweeting or whatever. So you're sort of looking down and up and down. Obviously, I've got to watch it again sometimes to think, right, let me take in. And I didn't realise on first watch, you didn't have the bulletproof vest on.
Yeah, I don't think he was supposed to be there, was he? Because when he turned up in that, you know, that little surveillance van that they had when they were listening in on the conversation. Because when he turned up, Rose was like, "What are you doing here?" he wasn't supposed to be there, and he wasn't kitted up, so he shouldn't have followed her in, and he shouldn't have chased. I mean, that bit where Marty ran away, Rose shouted to Cash to, say, "Oh, he's running off, like go after him," while she was dealing with Tex, who was already in handcuffs, basically. So it should have been Rose chasing him, because she was the one that had the vest on.
I know. No protocol's been followed, has it, at all?
No.
And there begs the question whether it should have even happened in the first place, whether the whole thing's been rushed. I mean, because it was going to get called off, and because they weren't getting anything from it, and she insisted on keep going, didn't she? Keep listening.
Yeah.
And there's that scene where this cardiac arrest has happened. Flick's been rushed back to the hospital, and she's absolutely fuming, and she is screaming high heaven at Rose.
Yeah.
This is all your fault. You did this. Tell them all why. And Irene's there. She has been from the beginning. God bless her. Right.
I know.
So I loved that. I just loved that. Mind you, she's probably annoyed because she's hot-footed back from Jasmine's, with an excuse of, I'm staying here because these parents have reminded me of Robbo, so bye.
Like, okay. That was, we'll be talking about that later.
Not in great detail. You could talk about it now if you like.
I told you I wasn't looking forward to this because I'd heard about it ages ago, and now I've seen it played out. I'm even more annoyed. I'm like, really? But anyway,
I can't even bring myself to even discuss it properly. But
no,
obviously, it's an important.
I don't think it's annoying, isn't it? It's just why.
Irene's come back and she's like, I've spoken to her. She's decided to stay there because spending time with Robbo's family's brought a few things up. End of story. Full stop. Book closed.
So what's she going to do? She's going to live on the farm with two old people for the rest of her life, pining over someone that's died. I don't get it.
No, don't get it at all.
She's left her whole life behind. I don't understand. I'm so annoyed. Oh dear.
I'd rather have died off screen and complained about it.
Yeah.
I would have rather that. Obviously the door's being left open, right? So there's a chance she'll come back, but what a pathetic excuse. Anyway,
I'd rather have CGI kangaroo car crash than this.
Exactly. But the good thing is, it's not clouded Irene's judgment. So since Irene's come back, she's been at the hospital the whole time with Cash, hasn't she?
Yeah.
And and she's been a real good shoulder for Xander and Rose to lean on, who have all been at the hospital. And then there's this scene in question with Flick, going mad at Rose. Tell him why. And Rose, under some sort of extreme duress, I would say, admits to Irene and Xander that it was a sting up. It was all my doing. I authorized this operation.
On my boyfriend.
Yeah. So you're thinking, if Cash doesn't come through this, Rose is in a right pickle here. A right pickle.
Yeah.
So, he does though.
Yeah, thankfully, yeah. Well, we think he has. Is he out of the woods yet? I think he is.
He's in hospital still, isn't he?
Is
he in a coma still?
Yeah, he's still on life support technically, isn't he? Although the rest of the base seems to have forgotten him already. It's been a bit weird the last couple of episodes, but there we go.
Yeah, he's still in there, so I'm sure we'll reconvene his story in the early next week. But
yeah.
Yes, it was very stressful. Oh, with lots of feelings about lots of things with that. Let's see what happens. And he's done the pilgrimage now, the home and away pilgrimage.
Yes, that's true.
VF at the hospital.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone's got to have that almost death experience, haven't they?
Yeah, even a headache ends up in like cardiac arrest. Did you know that you can play Coastal News, a home and away podcast, right from your Amazon Alexa? Just say, Alexa, play Coastal News now. And of course, you can still catch your latest episodes on all other podcast apps, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Castbox, Audible, Player FM, and much more. Just search Coastal News, a home and away podcast right now, wherever you get your podcasts from. Well, Kirby reckons Theo is the best thing that ever happened to the band. What do you make of that? I think that's a bold statement after 2 gigs and no rehearsal.
Yeah, I think it's quite a stretch. I mean, what has happened to them before? Obviously, not very much. So, yeah, it makes you wonder what's happened.
It does, and you know, when a band switches members, they've got to. Surely they spend time getting to know each other. The part of the band, the main part of a band is their chemistry and their ability to connect with each other, isn't it? And that's how you become great players, together, because you can intuitively respond to each other and cover each other and all that other stuff that happens in bands that have been together since. So. This is sort of going a little fast for my ability to believe. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of this is obviously what we saw later in the week. It's a more of a physical curiosity between the two of them, isn't it? Than anything else. They seem very interested in each other. Put it that way.
Yeah, because you're right. Because they bond over pizza. And Theo reaches for Remy's guitar again when he's not about and starts strumming some stuff he's been working on previously. Here's one I made earlier. And as it would happen, the Heartbreak lyrics we wrote the week before just slot right in. I mean,
know. Who'd have thought it? We've got a song already. That's mad.
Stars align. Singles out next week. The EP's dropping. Yeah, I'm just feeling a little 2D with this. I was excited at the beginning, and now this is happening. Theo and Kirby are spending time alone writing, and obviously we see them. They're up all night, and then in the is it the morning? There's this kiss.
Yes. Yeah.
That kiss. Boobs.
That kiss. Oh my gosh, I was so distracted. I'm glad you said that. I couldn't really keep my eyes off them the whole episode. I don't know. Yeah, gosh.
No. I tell you, who needs CGI kangaroos? She'd crash cars. Tell ya.
Airbags have gone off. Oh.
What are your thoughts, Sophie? Oh, you can tell by my exasperation. I'm assuming I'm not liking this.
I think my thoughts are very similar to Remy's in what the hell's going on here? Not again. Why we literally just had this storyline a week ago with Bob. Now we've got, as Remy called him, Bob 2.0. Oh, and I did like the fact that she did say, it looks like I've got a thing for lead singers because, my last boyfriend was the lead singer of the band. Now you've just joined and I'm already kissing you. It looks like I've got a thing. And I was like, yeah, it actually does look like that, Kirby, though. It does really look like that. She
was trying to say that was a joke, weren't she? But yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, is this just... I don't know. It's all a bit too quick, isn't it? He's just split up with Chloe. She's just split up with Bob. And now they're both...
not 3 episodes ago. Like, hello.
I don't really understand how quick it's moved. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's too fast.
It's too fast. Even for mine, and I'm the first person to say I love the pace of Home and Away and how quick it is because you can get on with the next thing. I've always been an advocate of that. I don't want things drawn out, but I'm sorry, I'm drawing the line at this.
But they can draw out the Martha Kidney storyline for 6 months, but they 3 episodes and we've got Kirby and Theo together. I just, it feels a little bit wrong.
Yeah, I'm just so glad I'm not the only one. you know, because I was sitting there thinking, I can't get on board with this. I might have been able to if it was a month down the line. And
Yeah.
there'd been a bit of build up and a bit of flirt, you know, a bit of, you know, staring at each other just a little bit too long, you know,
that's it. I don't think there's anything more to it than the way they like the way each other looks and sings, because they don't know each other on anything deeper than that. So this, for me, it just feels like physical attraction and nothing else, because we haven't really seen them. There's no chemistry. It's just literally physical, isn't it?
Yeah. They said the R word as well, didn't they, themselves, the rebound.
Yeah.
Is it just that they're both musos now? I'm saying now because like Theo wasn't a couple of weeks ago. They're both musos, and that's very arty, you know, to be in touch with your feeling. And they're just getting swept up in this,
I think
writing
so.
this song about their breakup, and they're just spending time together, and it's just happened. Do you know what I mean? They're just getting swept up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'll fizzle out. Fizzle watch. I just can't see it being the next big romance. You know, it's not a Tane and Flick situation, I don't think.
Fizzle watch. Yeah, I think you're bob on. And of course, you know, they try and keep a lid on it, but then kiss on the beach.
I know.
So yeah. So Remy sees them, you know. He's walking along and he's listening to his Coastal News podcast, of course.
Good lad.
And he you know, he sees them. Obviously he and Eden then lay the law down. We're not going here again. No, here's the rules, you know, just like I did to you at the top of this episode. You know, sometimes you got to lay a rule down. So yeah, what do you think of the rules? Do you think they'll stick to them?
Well,
you were asking this in the week, weren't you, on the old
I think
Twitter?
I tweeted this, didn't I? Because rules are there to be broken, aren't they? Let's face it. And I don't know about you, but when someone tells me I can't do something, I can't think of anything else but doing that thing that I'm not allowed to. So I don't know whether they'll be the same. But as soon as, if someone says, oh, you can't go out with that person, you just want to go out with that person, don't you? You just want to,
Yeah.
You want them more, even if you wanted them before. It's like there's something in your head that says, you know, it's that whole forbidden romance thing, the whole Romeo and Juliet thing, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And obviously it's going to create tension in the band, conflict.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be, you know, it's going to create that sort of inner band drama that's probably going to ensue. But I don't know if I want to see it.
I don't know either. Because actually this week we've seen more of the band together, you know, because since they've got their house and everything, we've seen more of their dynamic and how they get on. And I think Kirby, Remy and Eden as a friendship group works really well, you know, because they are just friends. It is all very platonic, but they're very close.
Yeah.
So you've got Remy and Eden, obviously pretty good friends, aren't they? I think they're probably best friends out of the whole band.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. They always splinter off, don't they?
They do, and they're quite similar, aren't they? And like I think they do really get on, and like he's sort of hanging around while she's working in Salt, and then rubbing her feet later. But there's nothing untoward about it. It's just a matey relationship. They just get on.
Yeah.
And I think, with Kirby and Eden, they've got that as well, because we saw Kirby and Eden, you know, cooking in breakfast in the morning, and you know they're quite close. And I think I like the dynamic of the three of them, and I think, it'll throw it off kilter again if they bring Theo in as a love interest of Kirby. I think they need to be a band that are just mates.
Yeah, and a bond between them that we can invest in, you know, like an unbreakable band bond. I have to say that's like, you know, like that we can really get on board with. They've been through it all, you know, touring really crap venues, you know, sofa surfing. They've really come through, you know, really been through it for you know, really tough time getting the band off the ground, and that's what's gelled them together, and nothing will come in between them. And that's the kind of thing I want to get invested in. And you know, straight away, like you say, we've now got Theo in the middle of it all. And I don't know if it's going to work. if I'm
I
being
don't think we
honest.
needed. I don't think we needed this. We didn't need Theo and Kirby to hook up. I'd have been
No.
perfectly fine without this storyline. Just them being band, getting together.
Yeah.
Him and Kirby getting close, like Remy and Eden are. Like friends, writing songs to get over their breakup and that kind of thing. I could have done with that. I'm not feeling this forced relationship thing yet.
Yeah, and there's even been like little conversation between, like, it's only like a line or so. It's like, what do you think of these rules? They're already considering it, like they're already sort of saying to each other, can we do this? Trying to suss each other out. Yeah.
It's annoyed me, I think, because sorry to cut you off, but I think the reason why it's annoyed me is because Kirby was pressuring Theo to say, choose being a mechanic or choose being in a band. You can't be both. And then he decided to be both. And now, because she was saying, oh, the band's everything, this is what I want. And she's jeopardizing it herself now by trying to hook up with Theo. And it's like, if you really cared about the band over everything else, you would put your attraction to Theo to one side and say, no, nothing jeopardizes the band. The band is my priority. We've got places to go, gigs to do. I don't know. I just feel like she hasn't took her own advice, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And completely see what you're saying. Absolutely. And I feel like I don't know what's coming, obviously. Like, I've not got a crystal ball, but I do feel like this almost feels like the band is going to end up being the background story, like the B story. And it's going to end up being more about the band, the like relationships between the people and what all the stuff that's going to go on between them, rather than the band story.
You're right.
And I don't know if I want to see it. I've seen it 1,000 times before. What's different between them now? In the past we've had, when the Morgans arrived, they were the same. There was a group of people similar age, but they were siblings. It's like we've got the same thing, but let's think of a different reason why they could be related.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But that reason's, because they're abandoned, we've not had that happen before. That's piqued our interest, but actually beneath the surface it's the same story that we've had before, really.
That's true. You're right. I hadn't thought of it like that.
So I'm now really unenthusiastic about the band. Right, it's completely flipped me up, because I'm like, well,
I like the idea of the band. I think it's just because I want to be in a band, isn't it? But I like the idea of it. I like the idea of the storylines. I like the idea of where this could go, because it is something different from what we've had before. I'm not on board with the hooking up with band members. I don't think we need it. And I think it would have been nice to have more of a tight friendship group that's platonic. A bit like friends, you know what I mean? But in a band.
Yeah, that's positive. Yeah. I agree. We don't need any more heartache, young love going wrong and causing problems between friends, and let's have something different. Let's see what happens, but that's really made me quite unexcited about it all, to be honest with you, because it's something that I don't want to see. Just don't want to see it. I mean, I know when you talk about Remy and Eden as well, they come home, don't they, like Cloud9, and they learn about Cash then, don't they?
Yes.
And that's a bit of a shocker. So, I think they need to get involved in the rest of the Bay a bit more. Because at the moment they've been here a couple of weeks now. They're starting to put roots down, and we'll go in a bit more detail shortly. We need to start seeing them interact, because at the minute, where we're up to in the storyline, they've got a gig once a week. They've decided to rent a house, even though the story was that they were hardly going to be here, because they've got, although they want to spread their wings and not be stuck in a town and not get famous, So things are pulling in different directions, and I'm just worried that, like you say, that melodrama of relationships will come to the front instead.
Yeah.
So Maz has asked Rue sort of how her flyering's going because she decided to tutor, if you remember.
Yeah.
And she's put this flyer up in the diner and she's like, tutoring business, go. Like nothing else, just a flyer. And nobody's torn the number off, have they?
Well,
No.
have they?
Well,
somebody has. But it's the same person 6 times.
Numbers were going missing. Yeah.
Oh,
She's not getting any biters, is she? And
No.
it turns out quite quickly, as you say, Marilyn's been ripping the number off and putting it in a penny pocket. Now, I've got a few questions for old Maz here.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
What did you think was going to happen when no one phoned her?
Yeah.
Like,
She hadn't thought of that at all, had she?
No. And then she's walking, and even when she sort of later on, because there's a new flyer put up, isn't there? Like a more eye-catching one, and and there's still nothing. But loads of numbers get taken, and Rue's getting a bit excited, but the phone's not rang yet, and Marilyn's pocket's getting deeper and deeper or more filled up with Rue's number.
I was expecting at one point, I was expecting a phone call like, hello, I need a lesson.
I was. I thought, has Maz downloaded a voice changer?
I've got no signal, I'll call you back. I was expecting something like that. Like, hello, can't hear you. Oh, I'll call you back later.
Yeah. Maz at the coffee cart. Yoo-hoo, Mikey. Can you do me a favour?
Ring this number and say you need to learn some maths.
I just thought, what you doing, girl? You've not thought this through.
No.
Because,
her heart was in the right place, but her brain wasn't.
Sophie, if she takes all the numbers, nobody will have any numbers, will they?
I was thinking that. She got carried away, didn't she? It turning into like, when she nicked that meditation bowl, it's turning into that again. She's got like kleptomania.
Oh God! Someone make sure she's had her meds.
Oh dear.
Well, it's Mr. Stewart that rumbles her when he forgets his hat and comes back, catches her in the act. So she has to own up, doesn't she? And so she tells her. She gives her the biggest muffin ever.
It was massive.
Sorry, my mind's going elsewhere.
Dirty. Yeah.
The diner's famous for muffins.
Oh yes, John, we know it is. Oh dear.
And yeah, so she confesses that she's been the one. She wanted to do a nice thing for it. Rue overreacts like a teenager.
Oh, it was a bit of a strop, wasn't it?
Yeah, it storms out like. Okay, it's annoying, but you can see that she was doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Sticking a flyer up in a diner, you're not gonna. The kids aren't in. As she said, Maz even says it. The kids aren't in here.
No.
Like, you need to go online, girl. Someone get that girl Gumtree or something. Like, even that's probably ancient now. Is that even a thing?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
Like, what is she doing? Like, she's not going to get any business flying.
Get out in the Coastal News.
Yeah, she
we said
she
that
eventually
last week.
Does. You did. She's listening. Hey, Rue. Thank you.
Rue.
She has done that now.
I'm typing it up as we speak.
I'm sure many teenagers pick up a copy of the Coastal News on the bus.
Their parents might, though. Their parents might say, you need help with your maths or whatever.
True, because it'd be the parents who'll pay for it.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. That a good point. You'll be targeting the people who will be signing them up. Not the kids won't want to do it, will they?
No.
That's true. So where did we leave that? They made friends eventually, didn't they? And she realised. Rue came round.
Yeah.
Realised that Maz was just helping and in her own Maz way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
think that's it for this week. I think we've just got to wait and see if all of her other ideas about where to advertise that aren't just the diner bored.
He tried to give Dean one and he was like, go away. She's like, he's in a foul mood.
Yeah, I love that.
No, I was thinking watching tonight's episode. I would like to see this business thrive. I would like to see Rue
We need
running
it.
a business. Well, we do for obvious reasons. We were saying last time, weren't we?
Yeah.
We want to see the kiddywinks, but I would love to see Rue back. Powerful businesswoman. She's done this before. She's the old Rue. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. She lost her way a bit, hasn't she? Really, because she used to be very independent, and she lived in New York and she had a high-flying career and all this stuff, and then she came back to the Bay, and she just seems to have shrunk and shrunk and shrunk since she's been back, and she just kind of hangs off Alf, doesn't she now?
Yeah, and just basically walks between the diner and SBH. Yeah.
She's like a shadow of her former self. I mean, she's almost depression, isn't she? Walking depression. It's like she needs a purpose, and she needs to get up and go back that she used to have.
Yeah, I agree, and I'm here for it. I would love to see it. I'd love to see her just have a reason to get up in the morning.
That's what she needs. Yeah,
she's such an integral character to the show that and I think sometimes I do. I mean, without going too deep into Rue as a character, full stop, because there's a lot of things I think are wrong with her as a character. Like she has all this, nothing to do, but doesn't ever think of going looking for a daughter. But because a daughter's on the run. But
I know.
There's a few things.
Forgotten about Martha.
Yeah, there's just a few things there. You know what I mean? However, I think I just love to see her just on her A game again. I just love that.
Yeah, she needs to get her spark back, definitely.
So we talked about Lyric. We're going to go back to Lyric for a brief moment because you mentioned about them getting the house. So they got the keys, didn't they?
Yeah.
To
the old
Braxton house.
You were right.
Well, it does look completely different. They have changed the indoor. I knew they lived next door to John because they used to have a lot of problems, didn't they, with John?
Yeah, I don't know next door. I remembered it as being the Parata house for some reason.
They're very similar houses, though, aren't they? The Parata house is on a different road entirely.
I thought it was opposite, John.
No, sorry, yeah. The Parata house, I'm thinking Morgan House, sorry. The Paratas is opposite in the cul-de-sac. Yeah.
I don't know why, but my memory is that they were opposite. But you're right, they were next door to each other. So that is definitely the Braxton house. Yeah,
been remodeled by the hippies. Extra doors added. Wind chimes, though, they've got to go.
Yeah. They've got to go. Remy, not a fan. Not a fan. Not musical enough.
Nope, clearly not. Although I've got visions of their next album sounding a bit, Fleetwood Mac. Some wind chimes in the background.
Yeah, definitely.
And I wouldn't mind that, actually.
I would download that, to be fair.
Yeah, because we will not be downloading A New Beginning by Theo, let me tell you. I
can hear it in my head. Beginning. Oh, it was all over the place, note-wise. I was like, it's like a jingle. It's going to be stuck in my head all week.
Lucky for you, though, not all week was taken up with that because John brings the comedy. He's got his neighbourhood watch leaflets. And his basket of muffins, and the diner ladies are all playing a prank on him. And he goes over.
Go meet your new neighbours, John. They're lovely. Oh, brilliant. I'll go and do that now. I loved it when Eden answered the door and he goes, "Where are the people?"
Yeah, squatters.
We are the people, John. Bless him.
I do like, though, that he ends up in this really unlikely situation where he's sat there with Remy. Him and Remy on their own. It's like, and he's filling him in with a bit of the history of the house.
Oh, yeah, this house. There were
the family.
The family that lived here before.
Even guns, even guns,
Guns
and
in the
Remy believes none
walls.
of Remy believes none of it. He's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, he thinks it's just a folklore, doesn't he? Like, yeah. Ned Kelly lived here, did he? Yeah.
I'm sure he'll come acquainted with the Braxton legacy at some point around the bay, gossiping with the locals. And when they learn he lives in a gangster's house,
Yeah.
But yeah, the house has got many stories to tell, as John would say, if the walls could talk.
Yeah.
What's left of them, they've all been knocked down. And so I thought that was nice and light. John, again, he brings the light moments after the start of the week. He's bringing the comedy, he's keeping it light, and he's making us like Remy, really. Not that we didn't like him, but we're sort of, Remy's getting more interaction.
I love him.
Bay. Yeah. I know you do.
I think he's great. He's really making me laugh. I really like him. I think he's really cheeky, and I quite like that. It's not cheeky for me, it's not a red flag. I know for you, you've still got, an eye on him.
You've
got an eye on him, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm turned off from him because of the way he was with Ziggy at the beginning.
Yeah,
and now I know he's doing it to wind Dean up. You know what I mean?
I think the reason I'm not is because he's so blatant with it. It's not a covert thing. Do you know what I mean? It's not like he's not doing anything seedy secretly. He's really open about it. Like, he's just chatting her up blatantly in the middle of everywhere in front of anybody, and that's why I'm not finding it triggering, I guess.
Oh my god, am I woke? Is that what it is?
I'm not at all. I'm terrible, but I just find it funny. I just think it's just how he is.
I'm on the fence with him. I did enjoy. Yeah, I did enjoy these scenes though. Where he's interacting with someone other than a band member or Ziggy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I did like it, and I think it's because John's so lovable. You can't not like a character.
Yeah.
Interaction with him.
Yes. Yeah.
I tell you, because obviously there's conversation between the band now. They've got the place, they've got rent to pay. They need a new van because Bob's driven off with the old one. So, they need some cash. So Eden goes and gets a job, doesn't she? At
Salt, yeah.
That's it, the name of the restaurant. So, which I really admired her for that. She really took initiative. I'm friends with Flick. Let me cover a shift. You're struggling. I'll earn a bit of cash. Let me help you out. And I really admired her initiative for doing that. And her, I suppose because she's such an extrovert, she's just walked in and got the job, right? Not everybody would be able to pull it off.
No.
But I did like it. And then we got loads of good scenes. Then there was a gorgeous one after the shift at the bar.
Yes.
And Mac and Paul pours a wine for them both, and they have a bit of a chat about life. And it's only a real snippet, but oh my god, we got loads from that conversation.
We did.
Eden was brought up, in a funeral home. How interesting.
That is interesting. I want to know more about that. Do you know what it made me think of? You remember that film? Is it called My Girl with Macaulay Culkin?
Oh yeah.
You ever seen it? When the girl that's in that, she's brought up in a funeral parlor or something, isn't she?
She is, yeah.
Something like that. I haven't seen that film for a long time, but I was like, oh, this is giving me My Girl vibes.
It reminded me of 6 Feet Under. Did you ever watch that?
Oh, yes, I did.
Michael C. Hall, and that was a funeral home. Yeah, that was a funeral home, wasn't it? And that was and they were all messed up.
Yeah, it does it will affect your personality, won't it? Especially if you're a kid growing up in that environment, it is going to affect you, I think. So that could be an interesting insight into her psyche and all. I want to know more about that.
I'm really into that now. I was like, is that it? Because I'd tell me everything, write me a book. because I was thinking, because she even alluded, didn't she? She's, well, she said it, that's why I just think I'm so out there, and I've turned to music and I'm dead outgoing because, I've been around death all my life, and the stories that she would have, I just think they could put that into things now in a really interesting way. And I really like that. And it gave me 6 Feet Under vibes, because I just had visions of her like living in this funeral home, because they were all messed up. They were all really outgoing. They were on, off the rails, drinking all the time, partying all the time. Because everything at home was so quiet, regimented, dark.
Do you know what I thought? And I could have been completely wrong with this, but I thought it was really weird that Eden didn't go to the hospital when she found out about Cash, being shot. And I thought, oh, here we go. She's gonna realize that she likes him, or I was thinking of all the predictable soap stuff that would normally come out of that storyline. But she didn't go, and obviously she got the restaurant job, and she's not really talked about Cash at all. She just mentioned that she's going to be working at Salt to cover the shifts so that Flick can be at the hospital with him. So I was thinking, when she started to talk about her growing up in a funeral home, I was like, is this going to explain the reason why she's not going to see Cash? Is it because she's, she has been brought up around death, and maybe she feels a bit awkward about illnesses and death and that kind of thing, and maybe she's avoiding going to see Cash because of that? But we didn't go there, so I was like, oh, I don't know where we are with this.
Oh God, you should be on the writing team, because that would be a really good way to explain that away, wouldn't it?
That's what I thought.
You're right.
I was thinking, oh, is this why she hasn't gone to see him? Because I don't know, maybe she can't cope with the idea of him being on life support and possibly dying and all that sort of stuff. So she's gone the other way and gone, oh, I'll throw myself into the job and I'll, I don't know. I was expecting something to come out of that conversation to explain it, but it never did. So I thought, oh, maybe I'm just putting 2 and 2 together and making 5.
No, you're not, because they've got history, and up until that point, she was running into him. She was very worried about his girlfriend, and him and his girlfriend. And have you heard from your girlfriend? Should I go up there and help him? She's actually having to be told not to. So when she finds out about, this very serious, he's been shot. It's like it's not a minor thing, obviously.
No.
Are we desensitized to that sort of stuff? I don't know, as an audience, but for her, that should be absolutely shocking news if your ex is shot, and and you're only talking to him yesterday. Why is she not gone to the hospital? That's a really good point. Can she not face anymore? Is she, sofa surfing, touring with a band because she's just running away from that life?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, while she's doing all the shifts and avoiding going to the hospital, Remy's convinced Ziggy quite easily, very easily actually, to look for a. Oh, God, I need to bite something that'll stop me from. Bite the table. She's looking for. He's asked her to look for a band for them. The Skin. They've got a very, very tight budget. Will you do this favor for me and I'll leave you alone? Yeah, okay. Despite it rubbing Dean up the wrong way. If I did that to my partner, knowing that it would rub my partner up the wrong way, to an extent where it could get physical, like Dean would throw up. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, Dean's a bit jealous and and he's that type. This bloke gets under Dean's skin, and she's then choosing to do this behind Dean's back, helping him look for this van. I just do not.
No.
I just do not want to go there again with these two.
No, I know. And I'm really annoyed about this for several reasons. One of them is that the explanation she gives to Dean about why she's doing it really, really wound me up, because it was, I'm doing this for Theo in the band. And 2 weeks ago, she didn't want Theo to be in the band.
Yeah. I'm surprised Dean didn't call her on that, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm really cross. It's nothing to do with Theo. It's everything to do with Remy. I'm sorry. I can't get on board with that explanation.
Exactly. Theo's okay to be in the band when I need it as an excuse
to hang out with someone else. Yeah.
Do you think has her head been turned? It's not. I don't think it's been too obvious that it has been up
I
to
don't
now.
think she's interested in him. I don't know. Maybe she just likes the attention. I can't imagine her ever cheating on Dean ever. I just can't see it. But I think maybe
not when how strongly she reacted to her husband cheating on her.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Oh, Simone the devil.
Yeah. Oh, to be honest, I was really cross about that as well. So if we'd been talking back then, oh, you'd have got an earful.
You know, yeah. So I agree with you. I can't see her cheating.
No, I don't think she would. But I don't know. It's more than just helping Theo out. It doesn't sit right with me, that excuse.
No, I agree. It doesn't sit right with me either. I can't see that sitting right with many viewers.
No,
actually,
because literally 2 weeks ago she was like, "Oh, Theo can't be." She had such a go at Justin, and she threw that folder at him and said, "He can't do two things. He's got to choose." And all that. She didn't even want to go to the gig and support him, did she? And now all of a sudden she's dropping everything to buy a van for him to go around in his band with. No.
Yeah. Basically bringing Justin's name into the lie as well.
Yeah.
Also, and Theo again, because she uses, I'm marking Theo's assignment all night as a cover,
and
as like
hasn't even read it. Yeah.
Oh, I'm really cross with her. I don't know what's gotten into her.
No. I can't explain it.
Is it the attention?
Yeah, that's the only thing. I can't explain it because I don't think she's interested in Remy. I don't think she's got it in her to cheat on Dean. But I don't think it's about Theo either. So what is it? Why is she doing it?
And Mac agrees as well. She's a bit like, what you're doing, because she discovers it all, doesn't she? And she comes in late from work one night and she sees her looking at vans, and then it's like Mac's then lying for her. You know?
Yeah, that was out of order, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Now Mac's and it's her brother, remember? It's Mac's brother, you know, and she's asking her to lie for her. Mac, you know, and Dean is there at Salt all day saying, have you heard from her? You know, what's going on? Do you know where she is? And she's like, oh, yeah, I'll go make some beans on toast or whatever. I think even I could be a chef there, pizza and beans on toast.
I know, it doesn't sound that difficult, does it? I can just about manage those two things.
Even Dean said the menu's gone stale. The specials are just not that special.
You know it's bad when Dean's criticising your food. Gosh.
And this is all happening while she's got in the car with him, driven 2 miles into the country.
2 miles? 2 hours?
2 hours. Sorry, 2 miles. 2 hours drive into the country to some weird, dilapidated. It's not even a farm, it's a dump yard or something to pick this car up. And you just know this is like danger.
Dodgy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this podcast, people, and a deal is too good to be true, this is lesson learned. It probably is. Right?
Yeah.
Because the van's like unroadworthy.
It's a lemon. Isn't it?
Yeah.
An actual lemon.
It is. It's on fire, is what it is.
Hot lemon, yeah.
And they try to go back for their money, but the guy's got other plans. Is this one big scam?
It's looking like it, isn't it? Because he's on the phone. So
trying to get picked up.
They test drive the van, don't they? And Ziggy says, "Oh, I had a look at the engine. Brake pads are worn. This is broken. Whatever." So she managed to get the price down, didn't she? And the guy was like, "Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll take 3K for it." Yeah. And then the next thing we know, they drive off. So Remy's driving the van. Ziggy's following him in the car. All this smoke's coming out the back of the van. Head gasket's gone, which is like really expensive. That happened to my car a few years ago, and I know it's really expensive to fix. Gosh. And with a van like that, you probably just scrap it. You probably wouldn't even bother fixing it. So they left it at the side of the road. But when they drove up back in Ziggy's car, back to the place where they bought this van to see the guy, he was on the phone to someone. Did you hear what he was saying?
Yeah, like, you're not picked me up yet. Hurry up, pick me up. As if like he didn't want to be there when they came back or something.
Like he's not. I don't think he's from there. I don't think that was his place. I think that was just
No.
somewhere to meet. I don't think that was his shed or shack or whatever that thing was, that garage.
Yeah.
I don't think that
That's
was
not
his.
his show.
Yeah, and then he said something like, "Oh, change of plans," because he saw them drive up again and he realised that they weren't in the van. So we obviously realised it conked out somewhere, and he's gone, "Oh, hang on, something's going down." I got the feeling that he's not from that area, and he's met them there, hasn't he?
He's met them at some dodgy,
Yeah.
unpopulated area where he wouldn't be seen again for dust,
Yeah.
So they're being scammed, aren't they? I mean,
So.
When you think all the other vans couldn't come close, they were like 11 grand. So suddenly this one's 3 grand. They've walked right into a scam, haven't they? And then on top of that, it's Carl, isn't it? This bloke, this person they've met. So they've gone back to say, I want my money back. The thing's just blown up, right? Not quite. Stop being dramatic, Si. And he goes, "Oh, it's here in the shed. You go first." Okay.
Have they not seen a horror film? Have they not seen? Australia makes some really scary horror films, and they do start with people going into a shack like that. Have they not seen any of those? This was straight out of a horror.
So they've been banged up in there, haven't they?
Yeah.
And that's like a scene. Like he's nicked his car to get away. He's nicked Ziggy's car to get away. We hear that, and then they're stuck in there together now.
And I think their phones are in the car, aren't they? So they haven't even got their mobiles on them or anything.
But is it me, or are they locked in there with their money? Or was their money never in there?
I don't think the money was in there. I think it was under his arm, wasn't it? I don't think I don't think they took much notice, did they? Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Dean's fuming now because, he's run into Justin. He's realised she's lied about being at work, and he's now. Had he learned? Am I mixing up the trailer for next week here now? Mac has to tell him that.
Yes. Well, we've skipped over a bit. So the bit where the smoke was coming out the back of the van, and Ziggy's trying to get his attention and get him to pull over. Yeah. And she met him just before that. Her phone was ringing, wasn't it? She was talking to Dean on the phone, and then all of a sudden she said, "Oh, I've got to go. Oh my God, I've got to go." So he heard her in a flap. And the reason why she's in a flap is because she saw the smoke coming out the back of the van in front of her. So Dean's only heard her going, "Oh my God, something's happened." And he doesn't know any context as to what that was, where she is, who she's with. And now obviously she hasn't got a phone because she left it in her car, and this Carl guy's driven off in it. So he's flapping, isn't he? Yeah,
the last he hears of her is panic, and she's got to go. So he's gonna be absolutely cacking himself, and
he says that
knows.
to Mac, doesn't he? He says to Mac, "Oh, I think there's something wrong, because when I spoke to her, she was like wigging out. There was something not right. Where is she?" And this is when Mac goes, "Okay, I know where she might be. She's with Remy."
She's gonna come home to some barking.
Yeah, she deserves it.
Absolutely, all day long.
Don't lie. This is the lesson. Don't lie. Like, isn't it better to say, "I'm going to go and meet Remy. I know you don't like him. I know you're not happy with me hanging out with him, helping him, but I'm just going to do this one thing for him." And then he's told me he's going to drop it. He's going to stop winding us up and leave us alone. And that's all you have to say. Dean will be in a mood for a few hours, and then she comes back and it's done.
And he took the day off work anyway. He might have insisted on going with.
That would have been a better idea.
Yeah, and then none of this would have happened. That would have been a better thing to overcome, I think, than what's actually happened. Because now they're stuck in a shed in the middle of nowhere, no phone, nobody knows where they are, and they're probably going to start eating each other's limbs or something. I don't know.
It really is Australian horror film now.
Well,
they've got nothing, have they? They're trapped in that shack. I don't know how hot it'll be in there, but it's Australia, so you can imagine it's going to be not cold. And they've got no food, they've got no water, presumably no toilet in there, so it's not going to be very nice after a few hours locked in there.
Let's hope a wallaby doesn't want to come along. Or even some country folk with no teeth and, and a shotgun.
It'll be that, won't it? Unless it'll be the Braxtons maybe coming to get their guns. I don't know.
Braxton with like a beard down to his waist. Like.
Oh dear.
Right, well, we'll have to find out next week. Sophie, what on earth is Ziggy going to come home to? Is she going to get a rollicking? Is this going to be drama between Dean and Ziggy? I hope blooming not. I can't deal with it. My thumb is well and truly over that fast forward button. Hovering over that button, let me tell you.
You haven't touched that button since Chloe left, have you?
Nope. I thought, I can leave the remote on the coffee table. It's on my lap now again.
Oh dear.
Not a chance. Right, do you want to first look at next week, find out what we're going to be talking about?
Yes, and should we give people a heads up on the schedule changes at this point?
Go for it. You all over it?
Kind of. Damn it. I'm in you. Right, so obviously we all know that Monday is a bank holiday, isn't it? So because of that, there are no episodes of Home and Away on Channel 5 on Monday. And there's also no channel 5-star. So the 5-star episode that usually goes out at 6:00 is not going ahead either. So the first look is still going ahead, and that's the only scheduled episode for Monday, isn't it? The 6:30 on 5-star episode. Yeah. So if you've missed Friday's episode at lunchtime or at 6:00, the only choice you've got is to watch it on the app, on the My5 app, isn't it?
It is, yeah, which probably won't be till the afternoon, will it?
It'll be Monday. Yeah, Monday at like 3 o'clock. It's normally in the afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah. This is it. If you're a Channel 5er, I know some of you are. Obviously Monday you're not going to be expecting an episode on anyway. I don't think any of us did, but you're not going to be able to turn up Tuesday on Channel 5, are you, and be like, where am I up to, because you'll have missed an episode, which I think is a little unfair, really.
It's bizarre. We have got the omnibus now, so for anybody that doesn't know, there is the whole week is an omnibus now on Saturday morning, isn't it? On 5-star. But again, that is the first look pace, isn't it? So it's the 6:30 episodes played out again on a Saturday morning. So Friday's episode will be played out tomorrow, Saturday morning, won't it?
Yeah, not long after this episode is probably published, so you'd have to be listening to this quick.
Oh yes, oh gosh, yeah, that's true.
It's just all a mess, isn't it, for us Homers fans at the minute? And I mean, we're not the only show that's disrupted at the minute. It's a little inconvenience. You know, we can put up with it considering the circumstances. That is fine. Yeah. However, I think I do. You know, you just don't quite. We've had some schedule changes last year with Home and Away. Yeah. You know, you're just thinking, are they testing the waters? We know now that the first look episode is wildly popular now, and it seems to be that it's looked on as the main viewing now of Home and Away, isn't it? And then
it's getting good figures,
and the lunchtime, which is also getting good figures the next day, is the repeat. So that's dispensable, you know. But actually I think it's important that the show still has visibility on a main channel, you know. And you know, you're just thinking, do I trust them? Are they testing this out? You know, there's not a lot of publicity about it. You know, it's already hard enough to find disease.
We're doing all the work to tell people when it's on. Channel 5 don't seem to be bothered. But
so you know what? If it's too hard for your listeners, it'll be on My5 every day next week. You know what I mean? But you know, that's a good shout. That's Sophie and Coach Chloe then.
Oh, offended. Do you know what? I'll tell you a story quickly.
Oh, go on. Story time.
my dad's called me Chloe before, and the reason why
right.
my dad's called me Chloe is because before I was born, my mum and dad had a dog called Chloe.
Oh.
So sometimes my dad calls me by their dead dog's name.
Well, that was my dead cat's name, you know.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, you know, maybe there's something in the dead pet. I don't know. Don't know where it came from. There we go, Sophie. I do know your name.
I forgive you, don't worry.
Oh, thank you.
I've been called much worse.
Oh. Right, episode 7857.
Ooh, exciting.
Tane and Nico. Most people will miss it, but Tane and Nico are front page news.
Oh, on the Coastal News.
I bet the Coastal News has got a scoop. I bet. Dean's concern for Ziggy grows. You just said that, haven't you? Because that phone call, you know, the last he's heard of her is frantic for Zig. And Remy must face the music.
Oh, is that a band pun?
Yeah, I appreciate the play on words. But what's he facing? He's locked up in that shack.
He's going to face Dean's wrath. That's what he's going to face.
Oh, yeah. As long as it's not a love shack there. Yeah.
Love shack.
That they're locked up in. Oh.
It didn't look very sexy, did it? Come on. No.
But, you know, we're going to tune in one night and he's going to be like, oh, Ziggy, this bale of hay looks comfortable.
Oh, why in my head is he on that bale of hay in Wyfronts chewing a piece of straw?
Because you love him.
I don't like it. I want it out of my head.
All your subconscious dreams are coming out now.
Oh, nightmare.
That's why you told me that you wish they were a country and western band.
Oh, my favourite genre.
Yeah. Will the bikie bust cost Nico his dream job?
The lifeguard job? Is that his dream job? What's his dream job?
Will the bikie bust cost Nico his dream job?
Does he have a criminal record now? Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, bikie bust. Yeah. For some
reason
I've got him at... I don't know why I always think bikie bust.
You're thinking of boobs again, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh. That's your Kirby brain. I've got Remy on the brain. You've got Kirby on your... Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah. Is it going to get... Yeah. Can he now not be saving lives? He's still good at it.
They're going to have to...
winning.
Because they're going to have to charge Tane with something, aren't they? They're going to have to, because otherwise it's going to be so obvious to Tex and the rest of the bikies that it's a sting and all that stuff. And they're a huge group, aren't they? So even if they've busted half of them, there's still another half of them that could go after Tane and his family later. So they're going to have to charge Tane with something, aren't they? Just make it look realistic.
Yeah,
but does that mean Nico's been charged as well and he's got a criminal record? Quite
possibly, but charged or not, they're going to find out because the only evidence they've got was from a plant, from a bug on Tane.
Yeah, that's true.
So it doesn't really matter, does it? That's the only evidence they've got. They've got this confession on recording.
That's true. How else are they gonna?
How are you gonna say that wasn't Tane?
Yeah, you can't. Unless the police. Oh, because that's illegal, isn't it? They can't just go into the garage and put a wire in there and happen to record everybody. That would be illegal, wouldn't it?
Knock it over.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I just... Sorry, I left my tape recorder in here. As you were. Yeah.
Put it under the pool table when you weren't looking.
The pressure of court sends Rose packing.
Okay.
You're getting grilled by the defence or whatever.
Yeah.
I do love a court drama though.
Yeah.
Felicity gets her family back. Objection, Your Honour.
Family?
Felicity gets her family back.
Oh, just Cash. That's a bit dramatic.
What other family she got?
None.
Cash opens up to Bree. She seems that kind that you'd want to open up to be fair, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. Theo and Kirby struggle to deny their chemistry.
Yeah. Look at eye.
Don't make me watch it.
Just put your fast forward finger on.
Tane falls on his sword.
Oh, so he's going to take the rap for it.
Because
what's going to happen to the gym? Because I'm presuming the coppers know that it's been bought with stolen money.
Now that is something they can be charged for, isn't it?
Yeah, that's going to have to come out of the wash.
Yeah, it is. It is. Justin bankrolls the band. Oh, bloody hell.
Justin so wants to be in the band. Bless him.
Justin Morgan, manager. Yes, they'll play for free. Can't see that going good, can you?
No.
Gint band. Not got two half pennies rubbed together.
Oh, is this because Remy's lost the money now as well? So they've got no van, no 3K.
But having no van means they can't go on tour.
Exactly.
So it could be an excuse to keep them around a bit.
Or Justin's going to have to buy them a van.
Both Cash and Rose are crippled with guilt.
Not
Saw
surprised.
that coming. Yeah.
Not surprised.
And can Theo and Kirby just be friends?
For the love of God, yes.
Please make that the only way.
Oh God.
Oh, thanks, Sophie. I've enjoyed
Thank you.
that.
Me too.
We've really put the will to rights there.
I feel better. I feel it's very cathartic.
It is. I needed to get some of that out.
No,
Out.
Same.
I hope you enjoyed it too. And if you do and you don't want to wait for another episode, you can catch all bonus episodes if you're a paid member. You can subscribe in the link of the episode description below for 99p and get access to the backlog of episodes that there are up to now. And there's loads of stuff, loads of cutting room edits and recordings that don't make it onto these episodes. Plus, Sophie normally takes us through loads of backstage stuff about Home and Away. Come join us for 99p. Why not? And we're online as well, aren't we? Twitter and Instagram.
At Coastal News Pod.
Yep, on the hashtag Home and Away. We chat about the show as we go during the week. Come join the combo. We'd love to hear you. Until next time, have a nice week. Bye-bye.